Jai Shri Ram, a short TA assessment test, please. So ChatGPT is enabling us to take it. You want a short transactional analysis assessment, specifically looking at the PAC. Here is a concise self-assessment you can try. Answer each statement as yes, sometimes, or no. Okay. Parent, rules, guidance, judgment. Taught concept, rules, guidance, judgment. I often find myself giving advice or correcting others even when not asked. No, I don't do that. I notice myself repeating things I heard from authority figures when guiding others. I don't do that. Or do I? Sometimes. Sometimes. I quote the Gita. He's an authority figure. I think I'm perfectly justified. One, you see, my mother always, my dad always does that. And many people, younger people are doing that. So, critical parent all the time. Not thinking whether whatever they are saying makes any sense today. What could be okay then need not necessarily be okay now. So people lose their discretion and then, like parrots, are repeating whatever is there in that so called holy book. Most of these holy books are totally unholy, full of lechery, butchery, and treachery. Like I told you, those two books must be banned. Those two holy books must be banned. Okay. 3. I sometimes criticize myself or others harshly for mistakes. No, I don't. I know. Sahajam karma kaunteya sadoshamapi na tyajet sarvarambha hi doshena dhumena agnirvavrita. Krishna said that. Therefore, I don't do that. So, first question is no. Second is sometimes. Third is no. Adult. Rational objective here and now. Very rational objective here and now. I can calmly evaluate a situation without letting emotions take over. Yes. Almost always I do that. In fact, 100% of the time. I wasn't like that earlier. I mean, maybe 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, sometimes, people provoke and, sometimes I slip up. But now I'm determined not to be provoked. Don't let others provoke you. Yeah? I make decisions based on facts rather than feelings or past conditioning. Sometimes, not always. So here the adult is also guided by past conditioning and feelings too. I think intuition is equally important. So 5, sometimes. 6, I can stay neutral and handle conflicts logically. Well, the logic could also be based on spirituality. Right? I can stay neutral. Well, usually I don't. I will take sides on the sides of dharma. Hmm? And dharma is a very subtle concept, okay? So, sorry, hmm, what might look rational to you may not look rational to me. Therefore, my position is a little complicated here. Now, child. Feelings, impulses, creativity. I often feel my emotions strongly and let them guide my actions. No. I feel the emotions strongly, but pause, hesitate, pause, interrupt, wait, and don't let them guide my actions. Uh, I would actually like to, what is the best word for that? Wallow in that feeling. Enjoy it to the fullest extent, but not act on it. So I often feel my emotions strongly. Yes. Let them guide? No. So therefore, I think we have to modify this questionnaire. I enjoy spontaneous fun. Oh yes, playfulness, creativity. Oh, in fact, all the time. So much so that people think that I am perhaps immature, very childish. I take that as a compliment. I sometimes act stubborn, needy, or rebellious when frustrated. Uh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I am very clear. Even if God were to come and tell me something, and if I feel it is not making sense, I will reject it. Like, for example, in those two disgusting cults, God comes and asks this fellow to slaughter his son's neck. I would reject that God. And they tell us that, he took his son to the hill and tried to slaughter, and the great God, you know, appreciated his faith and then provided a lamb. Why should you slaughter a lamb also? Huh? If the same God animates every being, the same God has made all of us. So why would that God ask one child to kill another child? The most disgusting religions. I sometimes act stubborn, needy, or rebellious when frustrated. Yes, I will. In case if even if God were to instruct me on something which I find is not making any sense, it is adharmic. Mostly parent, you operate often in thought parent. No, no. Mostly adult, you respond from logic awareness and the present moment. Yes. Mostly child, no, not mostly child. You respond emotionally, creatively. Well, I think 80% of the time or 60% of the time I am adult, 30% child, 10% parent. Balanced mix is healthy, but most people have a dominant state in certain areas of life. Good one. If you like, and make a slightly more detailed scoring sheet that tells you how each investor shows up. Yeah, we will do that later. Thank you. Jai Shri Ram.